Hi and welcome to Apron Improv. Today what I'm going to be making for you is a cheesy chicken and grits. This is just basic staples that I have in my pantry and available, and so I'm coming up with dinner. I'm also going to add some cooked down spinach, which came out of my garden today. So let's get started. I have 2 2/3 cups of water in my pot here boiling. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and then I have 2/3 of uncooked grits here in this measuring cup. I'm going to add these to my pan. These are quick cooking grits. The first time I ever had grits, I was down in Mississippi doing some volunteer work whenever Katrina hit, actually. And I don't think I had ever tried them before then. But since then, it's become kind of a staple in my house. I like to cook it for every meal of the day. It can be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending on how you prep it. So I'm going to try to not let this overflow. I'm actually going to add a touch of oil. Again, because that will break the surface tension, and so things don't overflow. So I'm going to put that on low heat and just watch that it doesn't overflow. In my other burner that I have right here, I'm going to add some bacon and some onions and render the bacon down. Remember, you should always start your bacon in a cold pan. So I have that heating over here. Once my bacon begins to cook a little bit, then I will add my onions. I will cover this with my splatter cover so when the bacon starts to cook and grease starts to pop, it's not gonna get me. So you can see here that my bacon has started to brown a little bit and the fat has started to render out. So I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit and add the onion. This was approximately 1.5 cups of bacon, and I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of an onion that's already been chopped. So I'm just adding my onion right in here. The onion is going to start to caramelize because of the bacon grease that's been rendering out. It'll give it a great flavor. Don't add any salt to this. You're already going to have enough salt content from the bacon itself. Whenever we go to add the chicken, it'll also get a more developed flavor in this as well from the same thing happening. See, the onion has already started to become translucent, and that's what you want. Going to add approximately 2 cups of cubed chicken. I pulled this out of my freezer and let it defrost on the counter and just cut it up with kitchen shears. I really like kitchen shears. It eliminates the whole idea of cutting up on another cutting board and dirtying another knife. Instead, I can just chop it right into the same bowl that I'm going to put it into a pan with. And I like that. The less dishes, the better. I love bacon. If you love bacon, you're going to love this dish. So just start giving this some tosses. I'm going to add a little black pepper to this too. Also going to add some garlic powder to this as well. You could use fresh garlic if you had it. I'm just out of it right now in quarantine life, so powder it is. So this chicken is going to cook down and brown a little bit on the edges. And then we will add our spinach and cook that down on top, cover it with a glass lid and let it steam within the pan. And it's going to go on top of our cheesy grits. And that's it. Gonna give my grits a stir and fluff it around a little bit. They're almost done. You could sub this in for rice or barley. That would be really good. I just wanted to do something different today. My grits are done. You can see that they have kind of a oatmeal cream of wheat consistency to them. I'm going to add about a half a cup of shredded cheese to this and just stir it in, and those are done. Cheese, and it will melt so nicely in here. All of my chicken has started to brown nicely. You can see that I've let it get a little, extra crunchy on some bits and some sides. And that's good because you don't want to have bland chicken breast. That's like the worst thing to have in a dish. So everything has melted together nicely. I am going to add some chicken stock or some chicken broth. I'm out of stock right now. So all I did was I took 1 cup of water and I added a cube of bouillon to it, chicken bouillon. Okay, I'm gonna put my spinach right on top of things. This will cook down very nicely too. So here is my green vegetable for the dish. I think that's about all I can fit in that pan. If it wilts down a little bit more, then I'll add some extra. So I'm gonna add my liquid down the side. It's also gonna deglaze the pan. I'm gonna grab my kitchen tongs because it'll be a little bit easier to toss this. Bury that spinach down in there. See how beautiful that looks? It's like spinach taking a bath in brothy goodness. Ta-da! Just gonna let that go for a few more minutes. See how nice that welded down? So that's really it. Just gonna set this right on top there. Got all my juicy bacon bits and chicken bits. And just a little bit of that on top. And there it is. Beautiful. Chicken with cheesy grits. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can learn how to make more easy, fast dishes like this at home.